Hello, and welcome to today's episode of the Safe Schools Rainbow Roundtable. I'm Francesca D'Amore, the Board Secretary of Safe Schools, and it's a pleasure to have you join us. The Rainbow Roundtable is unique in America to explore the student and youth LGBTQ+ experience. Today, we delve into a topic close to our hearts and critical to our ongoing dialogue about inclusion, equality, and understanding the transgender experience. From the vibrant visibility of transgender and non-binary individuals in the media to the historic recognition of Transgender Day of Visibility by the White House, we've witnessed monumental steps towards acceptance and understanding. Yet, juxtaposed against this progress, we find a landscape marred by legislative efforts aimed at eroding the rights and dignities of our transgender siblings. Today, we stand at a crossroads between celebration of authenticity and the challenges of existing in a world that often resists change. This evening, we're not just sharing stories or statistics. We're igniting a conversation about the real lived experiences of transgender and non-binary people, especially our youth, against the backdrop of an evolving society that both embraces and also challenges their journey towards living as their authentic selves. We'll explore the joy, the resilience, and the undeniable spirit of the community, alongside the sobering reality of anti-trans legislation sweeping across states like Florida, and what it means for the future of LGBTQ rights and well-being. Joining us are a panel of remarkable individuals, each bringing their unique perspective and expertise to today's discussion. Let's welcome Vaughn Sellers. She studies theater at Barry University and is a social media influence and cheer coach. Welcome, Vaughn.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vaughn. I am a 21-year-old trans woman. I am a cheer coach. Such a headache. I started studying theater and social work at Barry University. I will be transferring to FIU in the summer. And I'm happy to be here today to share my experiences. You know, every voice matters, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Next, let's welcome Mateo Ventura Brewer. Mateo is the first trans executive director of the largest nonprofit LGBTQ+ women's organization in Florida, the Aqua Foundation for Women. Welcome, Mateo.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and just make sure you get your tickets for our totally free LGBTQ+ family barbecue that's happening on Sunday, March 3rd in historic Virginia Key Beach. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have water slides, activities for the kids, as well as food and a DJ. So
awesome. Next, let's welcome June Raven Romero. She is a well-known actress here in South Florida. Hi, and welcome, June.
Hi. Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to get into the conversation if it's something I can do while I speak at length. And I'm starring in a one-woman show. It's an immersive show put on by Juggernaut Theater Company, who is the immersive leader in the southeastern region of the United States, really. They put on compelling, beautiful, exciting work. And the show is essentially about an Elvis fan club fanatic.
Wow.
And that's all I'll say. And you cannot miss it. I would love for everyone to come out. It opens March 1st, and we're across at all.
Okay. Forget you heard anything. Next, let's welcome Brianna Bree Benz. She currently sits as an advisory board member for the prestigious Miami-Dade LGBTQIA+ Advisory Board. Well, welcome, Bree.
Hi, yes. My name is Bree. I actually was born in 1961, so I'm probably the oldest person here on the panel. Lots of experience, historical experience, I think I can add to this. I don't have anything I'm promoting. I'm just grateful to be here and pleasure to meet everybody.
I'm right there with you with the experience. So, yeah. And now let's welcome Taya Harlan, the Director of Public Relations for Reflect Collective. Welcome.
Hi, guys. So I'm really excited about what we have at Reflect this year. We're going to do Queer Fest pretty soon, so follow our social media for more information. And I'm Taya. I'm also a college student. I'm 24, just turned 24. Oh my God, that's crazy. and I study women and gender studies. I'm going to be doing a social work master's.
You're awesome. Our journey through the vibrant yet often challenging history of the transgender community. It's a history rich with diversity, struggle, and resilience, a narrative that extends far beyond the headlines and societal debates of today. The roots of transgender existence weave deeply through the tapestry of human history, transcending cultures, continents, and centuries. Transgender people have been a part of the human story for as long as humanity itself. Across the globe, from North America to Asia, Africa to the Pacific, hundreds of cultures have recognized, honored, and celebrated more than the binary genders we often hear about today. This isn't a modern phenomenon or a trend, as some might mistakenly believe. It's a testament to the rich tapestry of human identity and expression. Before the widespread influence of European colonization, many indigenous societies revered multiple gender identities, integrating them into the very fabric of their cultural and spiritual lives. This worldview was drastically altered as colonization imposed a rigid, binary concept of gender, erasing and silencing centuries of gender diversity. In the United States, the struggle for transgender rights took shape in the shadows, gaining momentum in the 1950s. From the uprising at Cooper's Donuts to the Compton's cafeteria riots, which Safe Schools covered in our Queer History 101 series. The Stonewall riots, transgender people of color often led the charge, fighting back against police brutality and societal marginalization. These pivotal moments were not just about resisting oppression. They were about claiming space for existence, for recognition, and for dignity. They remind us that the fight for transgender rights is deeply intertwined with the broader struggle for justice and equality. Our understanding of gender has evolved significantly, thanks in part to advancements in technology and the power of the internet. These tools have not only amplified our voices, but have also brought the nuanced realities of transgender lives into the broader public consciousness. As we reflect on this rich history, we're reminded of the resilience and strength of the transgender community. Yet, the journey is far from over. The fight for rights, recognition, and respect continues, and we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. So I'm curious to hear from our esteemed panelists. How do you see the history of transgender rights and visibility impacting the current landscape for trans and non-binary individuals, especially our youth? And how can we draw on our past to inform and inspire our actions today?
Wow, Francesca, I did not expect to cry. That was beautiful, the way that you delivered that and the way that was written. I was here fighting tears, so I'm trying to gather myself. But yeah, you know, when you speak of those things, I think of the Fa'afafine in Samoa. I think of the Hydra in India. I think of the Mushe in Oaxaca. I think of King Hatshepsut, who was assigned female at birth, we know now. You know, we have been here forever. We will be here forever. And I'm just excited at the prospect, devastated, of course, at the things that we're witnessing and the pendulum effect that we're seeing against our progress, but so electrified by the fact that we're sitting here around this table doing this. This was not something that I even prognosticated 10 years ago or envisioned 5 years ago for our community. And that alone is exciting. The prospect of our future is exciting, united.
It absolutely is.
I love how you mentioned the indigenous history that we have, and I think, and the colonization, how that was taken from us. As a Latina person who really doesn't know and have a way to figure out who my indigenous ancestors are, you know, that's something that it has been stolen from us, along with the land and our history, our language. And so what I'm seeing a lot of young people starting to do now is trying to reclaim those, trying to learn about different histories and traditions, even if it might not be ours, because how can we know? But trying to do so in a respectful way and learn more about it to feel, you know, to reclaim that. I think that's what's going to be empowering as we move forward.
Shout out to my ancestors at the Lake Nicaragua, the Cosiboca tribe.
That's awesome. Anybody else?
Well, I think it's interesting, June. It was great to sort of hear so much history about trans people, having been born in the 60s in a sort of a small conservative town, area, had access to no resources. And so there was just no way to gain any information. The Stonewall riots happened. I was probably about 5 hours north of Stonewall, and yet had no idea those riots were happening because it just wasn't within our sort of the realm. It wasn't on TV. It wasn't on, if Walter Cronkite wasn't talking about it, no one knew about it, kind of thing. So it's amazing now just to see how far we've come.
100%. And the visibility we have right now in the media is insane. It's amazing how many trans people have come out. I came out in my mid-40s, and I come from a generation where we weren't able to come out, and I applaud the trans generations before who did come out because the struggles were even harder than they are today. Although we have a lot of legislation to fight and we have our obstacles, we're here and people see us, we're visible, which is just so incredible, right?
So I've been doing research currently with Trans Social, and I'm doing like a research project for my my capstone for my degree. And something that I've noticed, because I'm doing trans oral history, is we don't have a lot of research and historical bases covered in the southern part of the United States. I found a lot more for like New York City, San Francisco, Chicago, but we probably have amazing queer history here in the South, in Miami, Atlanta, all over southern United States, and it's just not as covered. And that's something that I really want to change with the research that I'm going to do. And I want to hear, more stories of people in the South, because especially right now, we're the ones that are more impacted than other places in the country.
Yeah, and I think the history and how it's racism and disenfranchisement in the South particularly is intertwined with LGBTQ struggles, because many people are not just one thing, right? And how we're impacted by those. If we're being oppressed, we're all being oppressed from the same source. And the people in power are going to stay in power if they continue to be able to oppress all of us here in the South. People think that, there's no progressives or there's no liberals in the South. No, we're here. Our vote is not counted as much as everyone else's.
I can't recall the exact phrase, but something along the lines of my liberation is tied to your liberation, and oppression anywhere. These things are not, like you said, Matteo, these things don't exist in a vacuum. It's not coincidental that the Nazi Party and the Gestapo went around searching for LGBTQ people first and disabled people first, This is not coincidence. And in fact, I did want to mention something when you talk about Thai research and archiving our own research. It's so essential, because I'm not sure if people are aware, but one of the first targets of the Nazi book burnings was the Institute for Sexology in Berlin, headed up by Dr. Magnus Hirschel. And that burning and that destruction was our Library of Alexandria. In that building, in that mind, in the minds of the people who worked there, was held the very crucial information that we had discovered, that we had built, the techniques for medicine, for surgery, and we lost all of that. And that set us back arguably centuries. And we need to know those things because it reflects on the way that we see ourselves.
100%. Yet we continue striving forward, right?